Thank you for the subs, guys. Thank you. You know, the group that did this song is the same group that did that song Cupid that got like really popular on TikTok and shit. Did you know? This group did like that song plus this song. They had like a small EP. Got super popular because of that song like going viral on TikTok, right? And then they had a lawsuit with their company where they were essentially saying like it was four members, so three of the four, like one girl immediately retracted her appeal, but the other three were all like in a lawsuit with their company, and they were saying that their company was being like they just wanted to terminate their contracts without the termination fee, and they're saying they weren't being transparent on the financials for like the group and their earnings, especially related to that viral song. And they were like, yeah, we don't know what we've made, we're not getting paid, blah, 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 you know, that whole thing. So they're trying to get it terminated. And then there's a second company that was set up that like supposedly had the rights to the song, because you know companies usually have layers and they're usually multiple, right? So there's a second one. Apparently the person that was in charge of that one was gaslighting them into them thinking that things were different. So the one girl who retracted her appeal was like, no, company A is actually not that bad. It's more so company B and this person. And the other girls are like, well, they're all bad, you know, we just want to leave. And it was this whole thing. So they made their own group. And what happened was the one girl who stayed with the company kept the group name, kept the branding, kept everything, and the one girl, and then just brought in four new members and turned it into like a whole new 5-member girl group with the same name. They're just releasing more music, and they're still good. Both versions of the group were good. There's just one girl who's been in both. I was looking at it and I was like, God, this is so messy. And I watered it down a ton. But one of the issues was like the CEO of one of the companies. Yeah, we're talking about 50-50. The CEO of one of the companies, his percentage of like the royalties of that one song was 6.5, and at some point it just got raised to like 15 something out of nowhere, and they were like, what is going on? Like, why did his royalties percentage just get raised? Like, there's a lot of weird shit. So that stuff is always funny. Wildest K-pop company incident. Honestly, it kind of is. It kind of is. Yeah, it reminds me of like old drama in the K-pop world. Crazy. So, you know, basically the company breached their contract, so the other three were able to just kind of get out. But I was reading it over the other day. It was just so God, it's so much drama. So much drama. Oh, Lucky, he's trying to put his head down real cute, but he's doing it on my numpad. Lucky, you can't press those buttons. Get him his pillow. Hold on. I bought him a pillow for this exact reason. Lucky. I got you a pillow. There you go. Nice. Hold on, I'm setting up my son for his nap. Good boy. Oh, he loves it. Yeah, cat pillow. I bought him this pillow that's like a little crescent moon shape kind of thing, almost like a neck pillow. So I can like, while he's got his head sideways, I can just shove it under his head, and he can like rest his chin on it. Because he keeps sitting on my desk and putting his head like on my keyboard or on some like hard plastic thing, which is not good. So or he sits on my chair and he puts his head on the armrest, but the sides of the armrest are just like hard plastic, you know, it's not comfortable. So I got this like tiny cat-sized pillow so I can shove it under his head and keep him comfortable. Yeah, we can't be having him have a dent. Cannot have that. Anyway, now he's comfortable. I think he looks comfortable. He's also like on my desk because I have a little bit of food still here, and I think he's trying for it. Because when is he ever not doing that? Like, actually, when is he not doing that? Never. Never. Your model that always looks the same looks great today. Thank you, Dunk. You're so right, Dunk. Oh, he just said, life is a cruel and unjust place where no one will... Oh my god, Giga Stream, yay! I love that meme where it's the dad walking in or like it's like Are You Winning Son, right? And instead they changed it to just be like someone sitting there and there's like all this scratched out like red and black like haze over their head and they look like ultra despairing and depressed, and then just like the door opens, there's something in there and they're like, oh my god, whatever, yay. And you just put like anything in there. That's me. That's me. Yeah, the mind void to yay. I think that's my favorite meme, man. It's so good. It's so good. I'm gonna take a picture of my cat. Hold on. Hold on, gotta interrupt this broadcast real quick. Oh, Monkey, you're so cute. Close your eyes, my son. Yes. Good boy. Oh, he's so sleepy. Okay, okay, I got my good picture. My camera roll, the storage on my phone is almost completely filled because I have thousands of cat pictures. Thousands. They do something cute and I'm like, oh, takes a picture. But you have to take like 5, right, to get the right one. And then I don't delete all of the extras. So when I need room, occasionally I go, ugh, and then I sit there and I go through and I delete a lot of the extras and I pick out the good ones. So I continually like make room again. But there's always some shit clogging it up. But you know what? It's a great thing for me because it keeps me from going and downloading games and shit that'll take up my time. Instead, I just have to look at cat pictures and be happy with what I have. And I think that's healthy. I think that's better. So, you know. You know. Yeah, no room for gotcha. Oh, I took a bite of food and he reached out his hand all cute. So cute and totally not trying to get closer to the food. Wow, good boy. God. Delete all my games and work apps so I can take more cat pics. Yeah, I think I'm over mobile. Mobile anything. I think I'm completely over it. I've been leaving my phone in like one spot and not taking it with me around the house, you know, things like that. I still go outside with my phone all the time because you should always have one on you if you can for safety, etc. But I just don't use it. I just don't use it. You hate mobile apps? Yeah, I'm tired of them. And honestly, I just want it to be less. I want it to be less. So the only thing I really use my phone for now is reading, right? I'll like I have like the Kindle app and stuff that I can open if I'm out somewhere and I need to read something, so I don't have to carry a whole book on me. That's it. Communication. It's a communication device. So if I'm out, I can check, you know, important shit. But I don't know, man. I just it's a lot. It's a lot. So I've been disconnecting from it a bit. I'm messaging Zen. Is Zen doing a subathon? Is that what she announced at her birthday thing? She didn't say anything about it. I had no idea. But someone said something in chat the other day, and I was like, oh, I didn't know. June? Oh, okay, yeah. I think she said it on stream, but she hasn't, like, said anything in any servers anywhere or anything like that. Okay. Is she doing, like, a normal, leave stream on all the time thing? I could just ask her. A capped subathon? Good. I'm really, really tired of uncapped. I'm very tired of that because I think it starts to get so unhealthy. It depends on the person. Some people can just do that and it's fine. There are some people that it's all right. But for the most part, I think a lot of people, it's been getting really unhealthy. And I get it. Subathons are a great way to just engage with the community. Keeping the stream on for a long time means that people that aren't normally able to see you as much can see you. So it's just a really like nice thing for the community. But you don't need more than a month of it. You know, the only time I think it like makes a lot of sense is when they're for charity and stuff like that. You know, like the charity ones, I'm like, okay, fuck it, go for it. But but even so, I've had a lot of friends do subathons and they get so burnt by it, like so burnt. Even the short ones sometimes, it depends on the person. So I'm glad when people are doing, you know, capped ones. It's much better. You're fine with uncapped as long as they take breaks when needed. Yeah, I think what they should do, I think what they should do is set up a schedule and just say I'm streaming every day from this time to this time and just make it longer than your normal schedule. So like I do 4 days a week, right? And those streams are almost all minimum 5 hours. Most of them go to 7 plus. So I could say instead I'm going to stream 6 days a week or 7, you know, maybe all, and then do like 8 hours every time, right? Like something like that where it is longer and you're like, I'll just do this kind of marathon of long streams back to back for as long as the timer goes. That can be fun and really healthy because like 8 hours or even 12 is okay, you know. But leaving the computer on, yeah, you were saying like you're saying some people stream normally but they leave the PC on when they're done for the day. There are also a lot of subathons where I've noticed that I feel like there's nothing different, like nothing has changed. The difference is that they want you to give them more subs and then they just leave their PC on, but the amount of time they're sitting in front of you is exactly the same as it always was. Maybe like a couple extra days or something. And I see that and I'm like, what are we doing here? You know, like what is this supposed to be? What is the point of this subathon, you know? A timer so that most of the time can be spent watching them sleep? I don't know. I don't know. And then there are people who do that, but they actually spend a lot more time in front of you. And like I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Sometimes it's a little funny, you know. It's a little funny. Unpopular opinion: if you commit to a subathon, you need to stay until it's done. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think that's expected. Unless you say it's capped and you're trying to say you think it should be uncapped. I think what should happen is something different. So I don't think you should be able to pause the timer. I think you should for emergencies. I think you should for emergencies, but I think honestly all of it is valid. You just have to set expectations. So if you say this is a subathon where we're doing 24/7, timer will not be paused, then okay. If you say this is a subathon but we're doing it more like a streamathon, I'm going to stream every day from this time to this time until the timer's out, then you do that. I think none of it matters unless you say it beforehand, right? And then you stick to what you said. I think that's literally it. But I think the problem is these things should not be going on for more than a month unless it's for charity. I think the moment they started getting super long, you know, we realized something. You ever think about game balancing? You ever think about game balancing? And as things scale up, things get harder. Okay, if you have every subscription giving you 30 seconds on your timer, but you're a huge streamer, you're gonna set that timer up to be super long instantly. So you should tone it down and you should be like, no, every sub gives me 10 seconds. Or if you're even a bigger streamer, every sub gives me 5 seconds, right? You should tune it to your community size. And the problem is people don't do that. And then they end up day one with a timer that's like a month long. And I'm like, brother, fix it. Yeah, Mouse does it. Mouse does it where even like the longer it goes, the more that scales down. So like after the first week, let's say, you could do it like brackets, right? You say week 1, you get fucking like a minute each time, right? And then week 2, okay, now we do 20 seconds per sub. And then week 3, okay, now it's 10 seconds per sub. And you could do it like that, you know? You want a battling Pregathon? Oh, dude. We'll get there. We'll get there. I don't know if you guys watched Mike's Pregathon, but it was beautiful. The Haruka mistake? Yeah, and it was funny because we all told her beforehand, we were like, brother, your shit is gonna boost up day 1 to like 1 billion hours. It's gonna be a couple hundred. And she was like, there's no way. And I was like, I am telling you, as a person who understands math and scale, brother, it is going to be crazy and you should scale it down. She was like, well, this person said this. And I was like, okay. And then day one happened. And yeah, she had like 300 hours instantly. I was like, I told you. I told you. It was funny, man. It's so funny. Vito's random amount each day was wild. Yeah, stuff like that can be fun too. You said no, because then you don't need a fucking subathon. I think you care too much. False. I think you care too much. Rule number one, know your limits. I think people genuinely need a guide. Like if you have this many average viewers and this many followers, you should probably set it to a range like this or that. I think people need a guide for that because they don't know how to calculate this expectation. And now you're getting into like statistics, and I think that's nowhere near that's nowhere near what people are used to. So I think I will consider making a little chart for people, like legitimately. Streamers are bad at math. It is weird, but yeah, like I think to myself it should be easy to figure out, but then when I really look at it, it's not. So I might make a little chart. How'd you calculate that for your community? You'd have to look at past subathons, people's expected viewership, and then their actual viewership during the subathon, and then how many subs they got. You'd have to just look that data over, which, you know, I've been collecting, watching friends do it. Like just like I have like 4 examples, and then I can look at that and expect kind of a ratio. Like if you start a subathon, you're likely to get this much percentage more than you usually get as far as people showing up, and then people are likely to give you within this range of subs. Based off of that, you can kind of get a solid range, and then from there you can think to yourself, okay, am I willing to make this a thing that goes up to like a month or what, and then just adjust seconds per, and then before the subathon you tell them that. That's it. So it's a multi-step process and you have to think a lot, but I think it's good. There will always be outliers. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like a range. There'll always be a range. You can't like exactly do it, but you just have to set up the expectation for them beforehand. That's it. I think a lot of streamers underestimate how much their chat cares about them when doing their first subathon. Yeah, I think once they do one, they realize like people are very supportive, people care a lot, you know, which is a good thing, but I think they never expect it. They really never expect it. Oh, lucky, he's getting up. You don't want to stick with the pillow? Oh, you want to get on my lap because my lap is closer to the plate than you were. Oh. Okay. There we go. Do what Mel does where she sets the time. The goals are how many subs can we get during this period? Yeah, exactly. I think that's the better way to do it. You set like, here's a time period, and here are goals based off of number of subs within that time period. Let's see what happens, right? That's instead of the incentive being the timer, the incentive is more so the goals. But if you do that, you have to have good goals, because sometimes the goals people write up are like not that crazy and kind of stuff they were gonna do anyway, you know. So if you're gonna do it that way, you have to have solid ones, which I feel like Mel always has really good goals on hers. So you know, you have to really make it an event and put the effort in if you're gonna do it that way. You know, what do you consider good goals? Anything your viewership really wants that isn't something you were just gonna do anyway. Okay? Because no one wants to feel like they're paying for you to do the shit you were already gonna do. I think that's kind of lame. So instead, if it's something that you don't typically do, you know, and you're like, if you pay extra for this, then I will do that thing that, like, you know, I is without, like, not in my wheelhouse because you guys were so supportive. Like, I'll do something special. It has to be that, I think. It has to feel special. And if you don't make it feel special, then I think it gets weird. I don't know. What was this dude saying? Sorry, I wasn't reading your messages. Said subathons are supposed to be grueling in my opinion, hence marathon, except the cost of viewership, including how long it might go for. Otherwise, you don't deserve that viewership. There's no deserve or not deserve. I think that's the thing here that you're getting wrong is, like, you can feel that way, but the word deserve doesn't apply to this. People are going to do what they want to do. They're going to support if they want to support. They're going to watch if they want to watch. And that's it. People who you might think are undeserving, quote unquote, of something get things all the time. People who do, quote unquote, deserve something don't get things all the time. It's just the way the world works. And yeah, no one owes anyone anything. People are just giving if they feel like it, and streamers are delivering if they feel like it. That's just the way it is, you know? And that's it. And there is consequence later, like if you get a lot of viewership during a subathon, but then you don't really go and deliver on the things people thought you were going to deliver on, then they might not come back. And you might lose that viewership forever, you know, and like, so there is still consequence that comes back to you. But it's not about whether or not you deserve it in that moment. It's more like the consequence is always delayed, but in the moment you don't see it happening, right? So that's why a lot of viewers will look at it and they'll be like, I don't think this person deserves this thing right now. And I'm like, it'll come back. It'll come back, you know, it's just delayed risk, right? So it's more of a thing that you have to just watch over time in a way. But yeah, I think that's more the way to think about it.
Hey GEEGA, any chance you heard of Epic the Musical or plan to possibly react to it? I recommend it if you like musicals or Greek mythology.
I'm a big musical person, actually. I am. And yeah, no, I've watched it. It's a banger. I remember Matara telling me about it. And I was telling them, like, I think it was Mata and Amma. I think Amma was the one trying to get Matara to watch it. Yeah, no, I told both of them. I was like, oh, it's so good. You have to do it. It's so good. It's a banger. Also, Blazy, you didn't have to delete that first one. These actually, you owe me a lot of money. I think they were memeing. An art contest using the sunbathing subathon money would be interesting as a goal. Yeah, I think that would be fun. Like, take the subathon money and do like a, I guess, a prize pool out of that, so you can give back to the community. I like stuff like that. I've talked about it before, where I always wanted to do a scholarship fund in some way. It's hard to properly vet that, so it'd take a long time. But I always thought that it'd be neat to do some sort of like community goal, like a separate bucket that you guys could throw money in, and then we pick somebody to like pay for something school related for them or something like that. I thought that'd be cool. I thought it'd be neat. But that's one of those things you gotta look into really carefully. I was gonna actually ask Charlie about it because he's done it before. Or check with his manager, you know, just see how they like properly vetted all of that, because I think that's a little easy for people to scam. So I'd be nervous just doing it off rip, but I kind of want to look like deeper into that, maybe do a yearly thing. I thought it'd be really nice. Yeah, it's so much for a book. It'd be so much to raise. That's exactly why I want to do it, because it's so expensive for people, you know? So I thought it'd be cool. That'd be cool. What other musicals have you listened to? I always lived in an area where musicals are king, and I've gone and seen a fuck ton of them. Because back in my day, they always had these like passes that you could get as a student to go and watch them either for free or for super cheap. Especially if it was not open yet and they were doing rehearsals, you can go and watch their like final dress rehearsals as a student for free. And I used to do that all the time. So I got to see so many musicals just from that. I was always super into it. And then as soon as I wasn't a student, I started seeing a lot fewer of them live because they were expensive. And even though I had a job and I was making some money, I always supported other people around me. So, you know, I didn't really have like buku bucks or anything. But yeah. Hold on, I'm getting put into a thing.
Speaking of epic, Chris Nolan of the Dark Knight films and Oppenheimer, to name a few, is currently directing and writing a live-action Odyssey. They just finished filming a lot in Greece with Tom Holland, John Bernthal, Charlize Theron and Matt Damon as Odysseus.
I feel like I remember hearing about that being a thing, like it was going to be a thing. I didn't realize they were already filming that. That's I thought it was like an idea. I thought it was an idea. Interesting. Oh, I can't stand Zen sometimes. I asked Zen if she wanted to play Helldivers sometime soon. And she was like, "Oh, so you're free today?" And I was like, "Yeah. Let's do it." And then out of nowhere, she made a group chat with 8 people and was like, "I want to do modded pummel party." Brother, I Oh, you load into lobby and downloads all the mods. Oh, I don't have to download anything. Nice. Nice. Anyway, she's actually so fucking stupid. Like, fell for it. Didn't fall for shit. I still made the choice if I wanted to join or not. So Odysseus was the OG wife guy. Spends 20 years away and talks about his wife the whole time. Hell yeah, that's why he's the best. The wife guy, man. The wife guy. So good. Tell her she's abandoning Super Earth. Well, you can actually like lose. Like they're making Helldivers be a thing where you can lose. So she literally is. She literally is. Hold on. Is someone snitching in her chat? Is someone snitching to her right now? I'm just basing this off of what she's typing to me. She either could have come up with an idea of a thing to say on her own, but it also sounds a lot like something that it may have, sounds a lot like someone might have said some shit.
Kaka. CACR/new form acquired. My connection to the world has been strengthened. Soon all will be under my control. All will be linked into me. Control. Alt. Shift. Windows. L. Kaka.
Huh? Huh? What the fuck is that? Are we dying? Are we all dying? That's the key shortcut to open LinkedIn. Oh no. Not LinkedIn. Okay. Okay, we're setting up. Sorry, I'm like setting up things right now because Zen only sets up group chats and collabs while she's streaming and while I'm streaming. Which is why half of them fall apart because, like, not everyone checks Discord 20 times a second while streaming. So I'm trying to make sure I actually look at this. Hold on. I'm trying to, because I wanted to do Helldivers again. We played it with Mike the other day and it was fun. And I wanted to do this again, but I was pinging Heavenly first. I was trying to see if Heavenly wanted to do it. And then I was pinging Zen. I think we'll get Limes. We'll make it happen. I think we're gonna do that. Might do it. I can make any day work. I think Heavenly had said something about like Friday maybe being best for him. I don't love streaming Fridays and Saturdays though. I usually take those days off, but I just swap a day. I'll just like remove Thursday and move it to another day or something. I think that could work. Like the new War Bond. I never went crazy into Helldivers the first time. I liked it, but I felt like when the game first released, there wasn't enough variation. But over time, they've added more to the missions and everything, so I'm having a little more fun with it.
The Zen napping makes me feel better. Zen was trying to think of a song but forgot the name. I almost asked, can you hum it? Embarrassing.
Can you hum it? Dude, that's awesome. You should have asked that. You should. That would have been so fucking cool, man. No, you should have. You should have. I actually love doing that to her. She'll say something, I'll be like, what does it sound like? I do it all the time. I go, what does it sound like? Oh, man. Okay. All right, it's looking like early Friday. Hell yeah. Okay. Hell yeah. Imagine you could actually hum it. I would love if we had like some sort of more real-time thing for Zen, or something that could like read in a pitch and then play it back out. Or what if she had, this is something that I thought could be possible, but only with a custom tool, if she could press and hold a button and then hum something, right? Make a sound and then let go. And then when she lets it go, it would process it and it would do something with the same pitches, but it's like, yeah, like a Vocaloid, like, you know, it would process it into something that sounds similar to the TTS voice, or through the TTS voice in a way. I always wished, something like that were possible. I think that actually is possible. It would just be the sort of thing like you'd have to, like I said, press and hold a button, let go, and give it time to process. She wouldn't be able to do it like in real time. That's like just getting into normal voice changer territory, you know? A variation on a vocoder. Yeah, that's why I think it is really possible. It's just it would need to link into the existing setup she has for TTS, or speech to text to speech, and be able to like not get interrupted by each other. They need to be in the same queue for sounds. So it's possible, but you'd have to make a whole new tool to handle it all in a line with each other. So it'd be cool, but I don't know. We'll see. It's probably similar now she does her covers. Yeah, like technically yes, but that's all recorded and something you can edit and post, you know, like it's a bit different, and it's not even just recorded, it's like fully sent through a program to match it to pitch and all this stuff. So it's basically done the same way Vocaloid is. AI stuff these days, she doesn't actually need the speech to text middleman, but it would be different vibes that she'd actually have inflection. Yeah, Zen was looking for somebody a while back to maybe work on a custom thing, and I tapped some people for it, but they were like not sure about their ability to deliver, so they didn't end up taking on the project. But she's looked at other options. I just think she needs to do whatever's safest for her, you know? Whatever the safest option is, and whatever is current and reliable is safe. That's how I feel. Since an Android ad had her voice with inflection. Yeah, like you can do stuff like that in post. You can edit it to be like that, but in real time it's just hard to make that happen. But you know, we'll see. I'm keeping my eyes peeled if any devs want to work on anything. I'm keeping my eyes open for people that could maybe do something more interesting with it. It just has to be airtight. You know what I mean? Like, it's such an important thing. It has to be airtight. It has to be perfect. So, I don't know. Ultra Kill backbeat. Dude, I miss Ultra Kill. I want to go back into
I will now
endless
hum
mode.
the song.
Oh, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Well, that's exactly what I want, though. Because I think part of the charm with Zen's TTS is that it comes off like TTS. I feel like when you remove that, it removes some of the interest. I don't know, maybe people would like it better, but I feel like there's like a charm to it being the way it is, and like it being so constrained, you know? Like I actually think that's a good thing, personally, or for me, I like it. So I feel like I wouldn't want to like remove the whole vibe, right? It'd be interesting to do pitch detection, feed that into SSML. Yeah, I'm thinking that it might be possible, right? I think. I don't know. I'll think on it more, but I think it's doable. It just would have to be like something that's custom. It's just not anything where you could get that working out of the box, you know? It shouldn't be that bad. It shouldn't be. So yes, it is. Yes, it would. Yeah, I haven't experimented ever. Like no tools that I ever made dealt with any of that stuff. Never worked with it. So I assume things are possible and I assume they're easy, but you never know until you try to like work with it, you know? Does Boris have a Twitter post catalog of his fits like you? Not on Twitter. Not on Twitter. I think they're in the Discord. Are they even? I'm sure if you just ask in the Discord, like, for fit references, people will have them. And if they don't, I'm looking at the Discord right now to see if I can find it. If they don't, then I could maybe do that. Maybe we don't have like a proper pin post for it. I could make one. Zen now calls you Carl. Oh no. Hi chat, first you stream came because of the chilled raid last night. Hell yeah, welcome on in. Welcome. It was nice raiding him. I always love whenever I raid him, I forget how much of a fucking song and dance he does, and it's so funny. It's so funny. I love Chilled. We gotta do something with him again. It's been a while. It's been a long while. We gotta get another collab of bracketeering going where someone is forced to come up with the name of a color and they just call it pussy pink again, right? We need that vibe. We need the vibe. I actually want to do Jackbox again, but with some more friends. This guy is watching the ad. This guy who just said that. I'm specifically avoiding talking more about Chilled too much because he said he was watching an ad. Dude was like, oh, the ad hit me, so I'm specifically not saying what I was going to say. I got him. He doesn't know it, but I got him. We'll wait for the ad to end for him. We will. I was gonna talk about his shit that he does when he gets raided.
I love how one little joke led to a convo. Neat. I told her a few minutes later, I told her response was, yeah, I don't think that's gonna work, buddy, lol. I was so embarrassed. Worth it. You
paid for TTS though, so you know, if you get focused on, that's your own damn fault, dude. You drop the bits on the flow, and you know, that's what you get. Anyway, okay, I think the ad is done now. Hello, new chatter, Stone Smith Streams. I was going to say something to you, and then I saw you said something about the ad, and so I said something else to the chat. Wow, what I was gonna say is it wasn't even anything crazy. I was just gonna say that, like, I love, and I forgot, how much Chilled fucking does when he gets raided. Brother plays like 5 entire musicals worth of himself, like dancing in stupid outfits, and it was so funny. It was so funny. I forgot that he does all that. Alfie, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Raiders, do I need to come up with like a song and dance to introduce myself? I stopped doing that a long time ago, but now I feel like it's like good to do again. Right? Should I do a thing again and be like, "Hello, it's me," and I do this. Do a backflip. You're right. You're right. I need to do a triple axel out the gate. You're so fucking right. I think it's needed. Yeah, I should do it. Jules Great, been watching him for over a decade. Oh my god, it's crazy. There's so few people that have been around that long, like, and that strong too. You know. Go rest, Alfie. Go rest. Thank you for the raid again. I'll be like, yes, but do it as a haiku. Oh god. My name is GEEGA. That's 5. I love to stream video. Shit, that's not 7. That would have been 8 if it's a games. Love to stream video games. That's 7. Refrigerator. A haiku from me to introduce myself to you. Hi, I'm Giga. I almost died. What if I Sag farm every time I get raided? I go, hello. What if I do this? I go, hey guys, it's me, Giga. I became a streamer because I had cancer. And I go like full tilt on it, like, and I act really sad about it. I don't tell them that I'm okay now. I'm totally fine, but I leave that out for dramatic effect. Yet I trauma dump. What if I just trauma dump every time? I became a streamer because I was diagnosed with cancer, and now I'm here and I'm stronger for being here. Right, I do a whole thing. I only have one ball now. I only have one ball. Yeah, I just go, welcome guys, and I start trauma dumping instantly. Chat starts crying, you know. Oh man. I beat it, but it hurt me. Got a 180 at the last second. Okay. What's the right 180? I think we have to 180 it into an ad for something that I can sell. Anyway, if you want to support me, buy my merch. We still have stock, and I have a code with Cheeky Soap for 20% off this Memorial Day weekend. Buy the soap, please. I had cancer. Oh, but I beat it though. Yeah, because you have to delay that, right? You have to delay it to get people being like, "Oh no!" And then at the end, you gotta like pull it back around. You know what I'm saying? Mention the one ball; it would do numbers. How about this? People raid. I don't say the cancer thing instantly, right? People raid. I say, "Hey guys, I'm Giga. I used to work for a long time, and then I became a streamer. I only have one ball now." And then I don't say anything, and then they'll be like, why do you only have one ball? And I go, I had cancer. And then they go, oh no, and then they feel bad for asking, which then makes them emotionally invested in this community, in the stream, and they feel seen. Now they feel like they can't leave. Now they're stuck here forever. That's got to be the way, right? That's got to be the way. Surely that's the best move. You know, hook, line, and sinker. Then they're like, oh god, now I have to stay. There you go. You feel trapped since I waited to respond to you? Exactly. Like, can you stay forever? Yeah. When people use the lurk command here, their lurk message gets deleted because you're not allowed to announce that you're lurking. You have to stay forever. No, you get stuck. You get glued to the floor. That's it. Got introduced to me thanks to Jabroni Mike. Ew. Yeah, we have to play Helldivers with him again. We gotta do it. We have to, man. Have your model take on a gloomy look, and then when you say you beat the cancer, your model takes on a grin. Oh man. Yeah, I need to figure out how to do it. We got to come up with like the exact what's the right like pity play into turning it around to like, ooh, we did it, guys, and then the person feels like they like went through a roller coaster of emotion, right? I beat it. Honestly, that would be a pretty solid one. Just saying, hello, I'm Giga. I only have one ball. I had cancer, but I beat it. Lamau. Anyway, we're playing this game. Like we just go through it real fast. So they go, oh no, yes, like instantly. Oh no, oh yay. Give them the whiplash, right? I think that could work. I think that could work really good, really well. I rung the bell. What is the bell? Is the bell when you're out of remission? Is that the bell? Hold on. Or is that the end of the thing? I know when is that? It's like you finished your remission and you're 100% done, right? Oh, when chemo ends. Okay. What the fuck? I never had a bell. They didn't have a bell for me. What the hell? End of main treatment. Yeah, there was no bell in the place I was in. Where's my fucking bell, dude? Yeah, you got a dink dong for me, dude. I do need a bell. I do. I think they started it in the children's hospitals, but then they brought them to a lot more cancer wards and stuff. But I didn't like sit in the hospital. Like a lot of the stuff that I did myself. Like you do your own like injections and stuff, which I know is a bit morbid, but it's cheaper. It's cheaper. Because going in for everything, like having them do everything for you, is just kind of, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money that I did not have. So I was just like, you know what, fuck it. I do it myself. They kept her bell. They kept my ball. They did. Well, I couldn't keep it because they had to test every like cubic centimeter for it to see like slides of what kind of cells they were and confirm like how spread things were, etc. But I really wanted to keep it, man. I was so disappointed. I wanted to keep. I wanted them to remove the growth, and can't even keep it. No. Well, it wasn't taken out of me. Okay, sorry to get like gross surgery moment, but they couldn't take it out of me whole, because to do that they would have had to make an incision that was like 8 inches long minimum, which they were trying hard not to do. So they had to like take it out in tiny pieces. So it was already kind of like not a ball anymore, kind of gross. But either way, they had to test every little bit of it because they had to like do the staging and everything afterward, because we couldn't biopsy me or do anything like that because of the nature of it. So we couldn't even like confirm full diagnosis until after the surgery and after all the testing, which lab work takes like a couple days to a week. So I had to sit there for like a week recovering from surgery until I could like know exactly what the staging was and all that. It was crazy. It's like how they do cataracts sometimes. Yeah, they didn't like do like an immersion blender for me. They didn't do it like that, but yeah. Yeah. Start with hates me, Giga, and I don't have an 8-inch incision, and explain why. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's better in the end, the healing process, but I have like a lot of incisions around in like a circle, but they just were smaller. Like it was still easier to heal from overall, but it was annoying because then like every part of my abdomen had like a spot in it that I couldn't move. So I couldn't move my entire front of my body while healing. It was ugh. Ugh, it was terrible. It was terrible. Did you have a jar of formalin and backlight prepared? I asked them before the surgery. I was like, can I keep it? And they were like, we cannot take this shit out whole. You will like die. And I was like, oh, okay.
You're just as twisted as I am. I'm so happy.
Look, you gotta, things happen, life happens, and you just have to be realistic about it, That's all. That's all. That's just how it goes, man. Can't imagine the stress of waiting through this entire journey. Dude, yeah, I I can't even begin to tell you what it's like. It's one of those things, like, I can't ever explain to someone how it all feels unless they go and do that themselves. They go through it themselves. I can describe it to you, but there is the feeling I had. It was like you truly would not be able to fully get it unless you've been through it yourself. I could not describe it well enough, ever. You can understand from an outside perspective, but the perspective changes it, you know? Rain check on that. Yeah, I hope you don't. I hope you don't have to deal with that, but yeah. It's one of those things, like, that's why there are certain people I, like, bonded with in certain ways, because, like, they also had some sort of experience like that. And then, you know, it was, like, something that we could commonly talk about. And there aren't many people that you meet where you can talk about, like, terminal illness with. You know what I mean? Like, your own terminal illness, stuff like that. It's bad. For me, thankfully, turned out to end up not being terminal, but, like, still going through the process was just like, you just can't describe it to somebody and feel like you're doing a good job describing it unless they've been through it, you know? Your cousin, you both have brain damage and bonded over that. Yeah, it's just like a super unique scenario. It's just hard to, like, make it make sense. And I think from the outside it makes sense, but you just have to experience it. You just have to. Buddha could probably relate. He was one of the few people that I told, like, the extent of my issue to. Yeah. I let him know, because he talked to me about, you know, his brain shit that he had going on, and then I mentioned to him, I was like, oh shit, me too. Like, around a similar time, I was also having this issue, and talked to him about it, and he was like, oh. That was like a nice conversation. A whole thing. But yeah, you get to bond with people. I actually met a few people while I was going through, like, my treatments and stuff. I met a few people through that that I just became friendly with because they were also, like, dealing with it. And one is, like, a really nice older lady. A really nice older lady who I still talk to occasionally. She's very cute. Buddha's thing scared everyone. Yeah, his stuff was super sudden too, his issue that he had. He was having, like, brain bleeds and stuff. It was crazy for him. So crazy. It was like out of nowhere too. And I think that's terrifying. At least mine, like, it did feel like it came out of nowhere. Actually, yeah, it did feel like it came out of nowhere, but I wasn't, like, immediately like, oh my God, am I gonna die right now? You know? Like, I didn't have that, but he had an issue, a health issue like that, where he was, like, just instant, boom, getting a brain bleed, might not make it, you know, like very sudden. And I feel like that's the worst thing you can experience. I had that happen with my best friend. I think I've described this before. She had, this is like my best non-streamer friend. She had an issue where she was seemingly totally fine her whole life, and then all of a sudden I get a call at, like, 1 a.m. from her mom, who always went to bed at, like, 10 p.m., you know, like, that kind of person, and was like, you need to come to the hospital now. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, that's not a good call, you know? And she was like, your best friend, person's name, is in the ICU right now and might not make it. And I was like, what? And she was, like, quite young at the time too, you know? So I was like, oh, and I rushed, and there was this whole slew of issues that eventually got cleared up, but it was looking really bad. And that's just one of those things, like, you just never think you're gonna get that call, and then out of nowhere, shit just happens, you know? Shit just happens. I'm actually planning to go see her sometime in probably August. We want to do summer shit together. Want to do summer shit. Haven't seen her in a bit, but yeah, happy she made it out. She did. She also dealt with a lot of medical bullshit. I had to help her through a lot of lawsuit related stuff. It was bad. It was really bad. But she made it through, yeah. She did. And she found out she had a lot of other issues that she didn't know about, so it actually was a blessing in disguise, because now she can mitigate those things instead of having these weird issues that she just didn't know why she was having for forever. Does anyone in your family get upset with you for making jokes about it? My wife hates when I make jokes about having 3 strokes. there are some people who I can tell the mention of it, like, is upsetting, but my family is pretty good at trying to not take that from me because they understand that, like, I need to be realistic and able to joke about it. Otherwise, I will just feel bad. Like, this is me making sure that I keep it, like, normal and I don't put it in a box of, like, this was a traumatic experience that I can never talk about and it's, like, taboo, you know? Like, I need to normalize things for myself, and they know me. So they're good at not, like, taking that out on me and just being like, oh, you know? But, yeah, I mean, what, especially the older family members, who wants to sit there and listen to, like, a younger family member talk about, haha, I almost died, you know, like, right? So I get it, but, so I try to not do it too much, but I do like the one ball jokes. I do the one ball jokes, you know? Or, I have some friend groups that I do with, that are much more able to process that stuff without, like, freaking out, you know? So, it just depends. It depends. Also, we're joining Zen's session in a second. I don't know if she'll do share chat, but she might. She might. What'd you say? Descriptions are predicated on common experience. At some point, the commonality of experience becomes so thin that the experiential ingredients of understanding don't fully exist. For a lot of people of truly unawful experiences, the appeal of being understood is less than the daunting prospect of that suffering happening to someone else, especially someone you care about. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's exactly it. Okay, say hi to Zen's chat. I'm gonna hop into the VC now. We're gonna play Modded Pummel Party, allegedly. Normally I'd say when you mix with another chat, don't be weird, but her chat, you know what? Be weird as fuck. Okay? I'm giving permission. Be weird as fuck. Thank you. Okay, I'm joining the call. I hope they're not loud. They're gonna be loud.
Beepers.
Hi, Giga. Hi, Giga. Hi.
Oh my god, my goat.
You know what I said to my chat right before I clicked on the VC? I said, okay, guys, I'm gonna go in VC. I hope they're not loud.
Oh.
That's what I said. That's what I said, and instantly.
Yeah. Maybe this isn't the right group for you to join the call and be like,
No, I'm
"Oh,
chilling.
I'm
I'm
not
just
gonna be
waiting for the
loud."
caffeine to kick in. It doesn't hit yet. You know what I mean?
We will be your caffeine until the caffeine kicks in.
I'm right now at peace right now. Like finally the fruit sweats is like
This is
ended
going
and
to
I'm
be
like
very
full now.
chaotic. I'm just letting you know.
No, don't worry. It's gonna be nice and vibes. No loud things here. Just ASMR.
Zero loud things.
Hey, for the record, if I say something mean, it's just because I'm mean. It doesn't mean I hate you specifically, okay?
Oh, that's wholesome.
Well, it's not.
I will
Wait,
make it
hold on.
abundantly clear. If I'm being mean to you, it's because
She
I
hates you.
personally despise you.
Guys, I'm gonna make it
See, I just said that to
clear.
save face in a clip. I now retract it now that the clips have been made. I hate you
Okay,
specifically if I'm mean to you. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Guys, remember when I said that she scares me? I wasn't kidding.
Why is Nostro here? Not that you can't be. This is just such a weird
like,
collision.
not
I found him first, okay? That was my friend first.
Literally, yes, she is my. Yes, she has known me first. In fact, I have this little stand. Here. They gave me.
That's
a stand.
my friend, guys, okay? I just want to make that abundantly clear.
Hi, Emily.
Heavenly, did you really get perfected?
No.
I saw you got perfect at once, bro.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You did.
I saw some other information
Do not
pop
tell
up in
me
the
you
chat.
got perfect.
I didn't.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Who said that?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah,
Who
kill
said
that
it?
guy.
No. Who said it?
I'll call. My good friend Bluto said in the chat.
Yeah, Blue said that. Yeah, Blue said that. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like just deleting that server again. I could.
No. Wait.
I'm in half a mood to just get rid of it again.
Why?
What happened?
I think it's time.
It's actually not a bad idea.
I support you.
You're gonna get teary-eyed.
No, I really won't.
no.
I really won't.
What?
You might.
But I'll miss you. I'll miss you.
I miss you.
He's not dying.
Okay, so how many rounds did you win?
6, 8.
Okay.
But I lost a set
Out
because
of how
someone
many?
cheated because I had to remove a fucking audio, so he kept hitting me while I was doing it because someone thought they were funny.
Oh.
Who is that?
Gee, what
Oh,
sound
yeah.
clip was
I
being
wonder who
played?
did that actually.
Well, you know, sometimes people make music, and then they make really bad. They make really good music. Then they make really bad music.
Okay.
And then someone thinks it's really funny to add that music to the soundboard.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah, my
Oh.
favorite
song
bit
was
is
it?
hitting my soundboard 100 times to make sure your stream can't be uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I
a good
want you to
idea.
lose
So,
revenue.
I need to get the.
That's a good way of
I need to get
wiping the VOD.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if something bad happens in Pummel Party.
Yeah.
So I need to. I got to get the workshop list. Where is it?
Oh, it's
Nah,
You
it
just
automatically
go ahead.
downloads
It just-
when
yeah,
you
it just does it.
come in.
You just press the button and it just goes.
Yeah, just some. Whenever
It is
you-
that easy?
Right.
Yep.
Is
That's why I
that
kept my
easy?
reels to myself yesterday.
I was too tired. I fell
Uh-huh.
asleep.
I wish I saw what the reels you were watching, bro. Like it was enticing me, Bada.
Reels isn't Reels
That
like
was a trip.
the worst
Yeah.
place to
On
be?
the bright side, you
Yeah.
guys are getting armored kings, so I'm happy for you.
I don't know what that means. Woo!
There's a version of King, but he has armor, and he's a character being added to Tekken.
Is he not already in Tekken though?
No, but it's King, but he has armor on.
But he.
It's a new character,
But it's not a new
a
character.
returning character.
But it's King. He's just King with armor.
Yeah, King with armor. Armor King.
But he's not a new character.
New character.
He's in the game as King, is he not?
No,
Am I
no,
having
but
a-
No,
Armor
it's a new
King-
character.